Chosen one, hear this. You were never ordinary, not for a single moment of your existence. Before you even drew your first breath, the heavens had already inscribed your name upon the scrolls of destiny. You were marked not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine intention. And because of that mark, the world has never looked at you the same way. The shadows around you have always stirred, the adversaries have always whispered, and even those who pretended to be friends could sense something different burning within your spirit. That difference has been both your greatest gift and your greatest trial. You've walked through seasons that would have broken most people. You've endured betrayals that dug like daggers into your soul. You've carried wounds that no one else could see, wounds that forced you into silence because the world around you could not possibly understand the depth of your pain. Yet still, here you are, breathing, watching, listening, surviving when survival itself seemed impossible. Do you know why? Because heaven refused to let you fall. Chosen one, the very pain that threatened to destroy you was in fact shaping you. Every misunderstanding you faced, every cruel word spoken against you, every door slammed in your face, these were not signs of rejection from God. No, they were confirmations. Confirmations that you are set apart, that you cannot be molded by the patterns of this world, that you were designed for a higher calling, one that your enemies cannot comprehend, one that even you at times struggled to believe was real. You have felt the sting of isolation, haven't you? The kind of loneliness that makes the night endless, where silence feels heavier than chains. People turned their backs. People doubted you. People looked at your struggles and whispered, if God was with them, why would they suffer like this? But what they could not see is that suffering was the holy fire in which your destiny was being refined. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. Warriors are not forged in peace. Prophets are not born in applause. And you, chosen one, are all three: the diamond, the warrior, the prophet. There is something in you that frightens the world. That's why they fear you. They don't fear your weakness. They don't fear your moments of stumbling. They fear your resilience. They fear that no matter what is done to you, you rise again. They fear the light that flickers in your eyes, even after nights of tears. They fear the way heaven whispers to your heart, teaching you lessons no book could hold, guiding your steps even when you walk in darkness. The Lord says, I have seen your tears. I have counted every drop that fell onto your pillow when no one else was watching. I have heard the words you could not bring yourself to speak. I have walked beside you in every valley, and I have carried you when you were too broken to walk yourself. I never abandoned you, though others did. I never turned my back, though others mocked you. And now the time has come for you to understand why you were chosen. Chosen one, do not mistake your struggles as evidence of divine neglect. They were evidence of divine protection. If the enemy fought you so fiercely, it is because they knew the weight of your calling. If life tested you with storms that felt unbearable, it is because you were destined to walk on waters others would drown in. Do you not see? The very things that tried to bury you were actually preparing the soil for your resurrection. Look back at the times you should have been destroyed, the accident that almost took your life, the sickness that almost consumed you, the betrayal that almost shattered you. Look at the nights you prayed without words, when only your tears spoke for you. And yet even in those moments, a hand you could not see kept you steady. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was heaven's signature upon your life. That was the undeniable mark of the chosen. Chosen one, you are entering a season of unveiling. The pain of yesterday is about to be rewritten into the testimony of tomorrow. The shame you carried is about to be transformed into a crown of honor. The very people who doubted you, who called you foolish, who laughed at your struggles, they are about to witness the undeniable truth that heaven has been with you all along. And though you may still feel weak, though you may still wonder if you have the strength to carry on, remember this: God does not call the qualified. God qualifies the called. Your scars are not proof of failure. They are proof of survival. proof that the fire could not consume you, proof that the waters could not drown you, proof that you are still standing when others would have fallen long ago. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The transformation has already begun. You may not see it yet. You may still feel trapped in the shadows, but heaven is aligning the pieces. Heaven is shifting the tables. Heaven is turning the very things that were used against you into the weapons of your victory. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. You were never meant to be silent. You were meant to roar. And though your roar was silenced for a season, the time is coming when your voice will echo across valleys and mountains alike. So do not despise the pain. Do not curse the loneliness. Do not regret the tears. For each of these has been a part of your initiation, a rite of passage that only the chosen endure. Others cannot understand it, for it was not their journey to bear. But you, beloved child of heaven, were chosen for such a time as this. You were marked, and that mark will never fade. Chosen one, they fear you because you remind them of something they cannot control. Divine power. You remind them that there is a force greater than money, greater than influence, greater than any earthly throne. You remind them that heaven's mark is not earned, it is given. And no one, no enemy, no critic, no betrayer can take away what God Himself has placed upon you. So lift your head, even if it still feels heavy. Breathe deep, even if your chest still carries sorrow. Stand tall, even if your knees are trembling. For heaven is not finished with you. Your story is only beginning to unfold. And as it does, the world will see what heaven already knew, that you are chosen, marked, and destined to rise. Chosen one, the Lord says, I have watched every battle you have faced, and not one was wasted. The world only saw you stumble, but heaven saw you fight. The scars you carry are not signs of defeat. They are the medals of survival, the testimony that you did not bow to the darkness that tried to consume you. Do you not remember the nights when your mind felt like a battlefield, when thoughts of despair clashed against whispers of hope? Even then, you did not surrender. Even then, your spirit clung to life, clung to the faint yet unbreakable thread of faith that whispered, hold on. You have fought battles that no one else could see. People think warfare only happens with swords and armies, but you know better. The fiercest wars are fought in the silence of the soul. Your war was fought in sleepless nights, in whispered prayers, in clenched fists holding on to hope when every reason to let go pressed against you. You've walked through valleys where shadows lingered, where the enemy's voice was louder than your own heartbeat, but still, you pressed forward. Still, you survived. Still, you refused to let the darkness win. Chosen one, your adversaries underestimated the depth of your spirit. They thought they could crush you with words, but you turned those words into fuel. They thought they could bury you under shame, but you turned that shame into wisdom. They thought they could drown you in betrayal, but you turned betrayal into strength. For every stone thrown against you, you built a step upward. For every chain laid upon you, you discovered the strength to break it. For every storm that threatened to sink you, you learned how to walk on water. Do you know what the heavens saw? They saw you fight when no one was watching. They saw you stand when your knees were trembling. They saw you protect your integrity when temptation tried to seduce you into compromise. They saw you choose kindness when cruelty would have been easier. And now, because of that, heaven says, I am about to lift you higher than your enemies ever dreamed you could rise. God has been keeping record. Every tear, every sigh, every prayer uttered from the depths of your soul has been written in the book of remembrance. Nothing was overlooked, nothing was ignored. And now, justice is approaching like a flood. You are stepping into the season where what was hidden will be revealed, where the truth will no longer be suppressed by lies, where the power of your calling will no longer be contained by the cages of other people's fears. Chosen one, do you sense it? The trembling in the air, the unease of those who once mocked you. They feel it now, though they cannot name it. They sense that you are no longer the person they once dismissed. They see the glow returning to your eyes, the steady fire in your soul, the strength in your voice. They are beginning to realize that the one they tried to destroy cannot be destroyed, because the hand of heaven rests upon you. They fear you, chosen one, not because of what you hold in your hands, but because of what you carry in your spirit. They fear you because you cannot be bought. You cannot be silenced. You cannot be bent to their will. They fear you because every time they tried to dim your light, it only burned brighter. They fear you because the more they pushed you down, the higher you learned to climb. And now, as you stand on the edge of transformation, heaven is whispering, "Be ready." The tables are turning. The weapons that were once used against you are now being turned into your tools of victory. The enemies who once laughed at your pain will soon watch as you rise in power and grace. Their laughter will turn into silence. Their arrogance will turn into awe. Their curses will turn into confusion as they watch the chosen one ascend. You see, they thought your silence was weakness, but it was training. They thought your stillness was surrender, but it was strategy. They thought your tears were evidence of loss, but they were seeds of breakthrough. And now those seeds are breaking through the soil, rising into a harvest that cannot be denied. Chosen one, your life is about to become a living testimony. Every struggle you endured is about to be reversed into strength. Every betrayal you suffered is about to be answered with divine vindication. Every season of lack is about to be answered with abundance. For the God who has been watching has declared, "Enough, it is time." And though you still carry memories of the war, those memories will no longer chain you, they will empower you. You will stand in front of crowds and speak words of healing that come not from theory, but from experience. You will lay hands on broken souls and see them mended, because you know what it feels like to be shattered. You will lead others out of darkness, because you once walked through it yourself. Your pain has not disqualified you, it has prepared you. And now heaven says, "Rise." For the ones who feared you are trembling. They can see that your spirit is untouchable. They can see that the glory upon your life is not man-made. They can see that the favor that follows you is not of this earth. And though they may not understand it, they will not be able to deny it. Chosen one, you are not the victim they tried to paint you as. You are not the weak one they mocked. You are not the forgotten one they abandoned. You are the survivor. You are the fighter. You are the one heaven has chosen to rise above the ashes. And soon, those who scorned you will be forced to acknowledge the truth that you were never ordinary and that the mark of heaven upon your life is undeniable. So lift your hands, chosen one. Feel the weight of chains falling from your wrists. Hear the roar of victory echoing in the distance. Sense the trembling of your adversaries, for they know what is coming. They know that the chosen one is rising, and nothing, no force, no power, no darkness can stop what heaven has ordained. Chosen one, the Lord declares, the time of hidden things is over. The time of secret battles, silent endurance, and quiet tears is giving way to a time of public revelation. What was concealed in the shadows is about to be brought into the light. The justice of heaven is not delayed forever. It moves at the appointed time, and that time is approaching swiftly. The one who sits on the throne has been watching with eyes that never sleep, recording every injustice, every betrayal, every false word spoken against you. And now the scales are tipping. The balance is shifting. What was stolen will be restored. What was broken will be mended, and what was meant to bury you will instead lift you. This is not merely about vindication in the eyes of people. No, it is deeper, stronger, more profound. It is about the restoration of your soul, the healing of your spirit, the breaking of chains you thought you would carry for the rest of your life. The world is about to see that you did not endure in vain. Your suffering was not wasted. Your patience was not ignored. Your cries did not echo into emptiness. They rose into the courts of heaven, and the judge of all creation has issued his decree. It is time for reversal. Chosen one, do you understand what this means? It means that tables are turning so drastically that those who once had power over you will no longer have any hold. The ones who once tried to control your story will find themselves silenced, for your narrative is being rewritten by the hand of God Himself. The shame that once clung to you will fall away like dust in the wind. The rejection you endured will be replaced by divine favor so radiant that no one will be able to deny it. Where you once felt invisible, you will now be undeniable. Where you once felt like a shadow, you will now shine like the sun at its peak. The Lord says, I am lifting you before nations, not because you sought recognition, but because you remained faithful when no one was watching. Your faith has been tested, and though it felt fragile, it was pure. You doubted, yes, but even in your doubt, you reached for me. You stumbled, yes, but even in your stumble, you tried to walk toward the light. That is why the heavens are opening over you now. That is why the blessing is coming not in trickles, but in floods. Chosen one, the world is about to witness the paradox of divine reversal. Those who mocked you will marvel at you. Those who thought you were finished will see you flourish. Those who said you were forgotten will watch as you are favored. And you must understand this. It is not for your ego, not for your pride, not for you to boast. It is for the glory of the one who chose you. Your victory will become the proof of His power. Your rise will become the evidence of His faithfulness. Your story will become the sermon that others cannot ignore. And in this season, I urge you, do not let bitterness take root in your soul. It would be easy to look back at those who hurt you and wish them the pain they gave you. But you are not ordinary, and your calling is not common. Your victory will not come from vengeance, but from grace. For the highest form of triumph is to stand blessed while others expected you to be broken. The most powerful revenge is to radiate joy when others prayed for your despair. So rise not with hatred, but with compassion. Rise not with arrogance, but with gratitude. Rise not to prove them wrong, but to prove that God was right. Chosen one, there is healing for you here. Healing for the heart that was shattered. Healing for the mind that was tormented. Healing for the soul that was weary. The same God who restores fortunes also restores spirits. The same God who lifts reputations also lifts burdens. And even now, as you listen, there is a quiet work unfolding inside you. You may not see it fully, but can you feel it? That heaviness beginning to loosen, that despair beginning to crack, that hopelessness beginning to lift. That is not imagination. That is the Spirit of God breathing new life into you. This is your confirmation. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, and heaven is moving on your behalf. The pain of your past will soon become the platform of your testimony. The desert you walk through will soon become the doorway into your promised land. The ashes you once sat among will soon be exchanged for a crown of beauty. Chosen one, let me say it plainly. Victory is yours. Not someday far away, but now unfolding, rising, taking shape even as you breathe. The forces that fought against you are scattering. The lies that tried to suffocate you are dissolving. The obstacles that stood like mountains before you are crumbling, and the world is about to watch the undeniable truth that heaven always has the final word. But I must also tell you this: do not remain silent when your victory comes. Do not hide in the shadows when the light shines on you. Stand boldly, speak truth, declare your testimony. For someone else needs to hear your story to believe in their own. Someone else is fighting the battle you once fought, and they are waiting for proof that survival is possible. You are that proof. You are the living evidence that pain can be overcome, that betrayal can be healed, that loss can turn into life again. So I call you now, chosen one. Rise into your voice. Rise into your purpose. Rise into the calling that has been chasing you since before your birth. Do not shrink back. Do not apologize for being chosen. Do not dim your light for those who are afraid of its brightness. You were not marked by heaven to blend into the crowd. You were marked to stand out, to lead, to guide, to heal. And as you step into this new season, let your declaration be clear. I am chosen, I am protected, I am victorious. Say it until the trembling in your chest is replaced by confidence. Say it until the lies in your mind are drowned out by truth. Say it until every shadow flees. Say it until heaven and earth align to confirm it. Chosen one, the time is now. The victory is yours. The justice is here. Step into it, receive it, walk in it, for you were chosen not just to survive, but to triumph. And no power in hell, no scheme of man, no shadow of darkness can stop what God has begun in you. Chosen one, pause for a moment and let us look deeper. Have you ever wondered why your life has been marked by such intensity? Why battles come to you as though drawn by some invisible magnet? Why those you trusted often turned into your fiercest critics? Why misunderstanding followed you like a shadow? It was never random. It was never without meaning. The spiritual reality is this: the greater the calling, the greater the conflict. The higher the destiny, the heavier the opposition. Heaven does not waste its anointing, and darkness does not ignore its threat. When you were marked, the world shifted around you. Forces that would have left another person untouched suddenly began to stir against you. This is the paradox of the chosen. Your light attracts both admiration and attack. You were called to carry truth, but truth provokes lies. You were called to embody love, but love stirs the jealousy of those consumed by bitterness. You were called to rise, but rising reveals the insecurities of those who want you to remain beneath them. Think carefully. The attacks you faced were not always about you as a person. Many times they were about what you represented. You became a mirror, and when people looked at you, they saw their own lack reflected back at them. Your courage revealed their cowardice. Your resilience reminded them of their weakness. Your persistence convicted them of their own surrender, and instead of seeking healing, they chose to strike at the mirror. That is why the betrayal stung so deep, because it came not from strangers, but from those who once stood close, those who could not bear the weight of your difference. But here lies another paradoxical law of heaven. Rejection is redirection. Had they embraced you fully, you might have remained tied to small places, bound by lesser visions. But because they rejected you, heaven redirected you. Because they pushed you out, heaven pushed you forward. What felt like abandonment was actually liberation. What felt like loss was actually preparation. What felt like failure was actually initiation into a higher dimension of purpose. Chosen one, let us go deeper still. The psychology of those who opposed you is not always rooted in malice. Sometimes it is rooted in fear. Fear that if you rise, they will be forgotten. Fear that if you succeed, their mediocrity will be exposed. Fear that the strength of your calling will highlight the fragility of theirs. You must understand this, not to excuse their actions, but to free yourself from carrying the poison of their behavior. For if you hold on to bitterness, you chain yourself to their wounds. But if you see their actions through the lens of spiritual insight, you are released. You begin to see them not as enemies of flesh and blood, but as people who were simply unable to handle the weight of your light. And here is the wisdom of heaven. Your enemies became your teachers, not by intention, but by function. They taught you resilience when they tried to break you. They taught you wisdom when they tried to deceive you. They taught you faith when they tried to make you doubt. Without knowing it, they sharpened you, honed you, carved you into the vessel heaven required. That is why the chosen endure more pressure, because they must carry more power. And power without pressure is dangerous, but power refined through pressure becomes unstoppable. Chosen one, everything you faced is connected to your soul's mission. You are not here by accident. You are not alive in this generation by coincidence. You are here because heaven designed you to carry something this world desperately needs. And the attacks? They were confirmations of that mission. The enemy does not waste ammunition on empty targets. The greater the fire aimed at you, the clearer the proof that you carry something valuable. Your mission is not small. It is not limited to comfort zones or ordinary expectations. Your mission is to disrupt patterns of darkness. Your mission is to bring light into corners that others fear to enter. Your mission is to speak truth in places where lies have long ruled. Your mission is to carry compassion into lands starved of love. And though it may feel overwhelming, you are equipped. Heaven never assigns a mission without providing the strength to fulfill it. Look back again at your life. Notice how even in the darkest moments, there was always a way made for you. Notice how even when you felt empty, there was a hidden reserve of strength that rose up from within. Notice how even when doors closed, others opened unexpectedly. That was not random. That was evidence of providence, proof that your mission is real, that your calling is alive, that your destiny cannot be stopped by human hands. Chosen one, the paradox is this: the very things that were meant to kill you are the things that gave you life. The betrayals taught you discernment. The losses taught you gratitude. The heartbreaks taught you compassion. The silence taught you how to hear the voice of God more clearly. And now you stand not as a victim of your past, but as the embodiment of resilience. Your scars do not disfigure you, they decorate you. They are the markings of a soul who has wrestled with shadows and emerged carrying light. And why do they still fear you? Because they sense the unstoppable momentum of your mission. They see that every attempt to destroy you has only made you stronger. They realize that what should have silenced you has instead given you a louder voice. They cannot comprehend it, and so they fear it. But you must not fear their fear. You must walk boldly into the mission that has been carved for you since before the foundations of the earth. The Lord says, "Chosen one, I did not bring you this far to abandon you. I did not allow you to endure such storms only to leave you adrift. I carried you through because your assignment is vital. And now, as you step forward, heaven is backing you with authority, with favor, with strength. No opposition can cancel it. No jealousy can block it. No fear can bind it. For when heaven marks, no hand can erase. So understand the mystery. Your struggles were not punishments, they were preparations. Your enemies were not simply obstacles, they were instruments. Your pain was not the end, it was the beginning. And your mission is not a possibility, it is a certainty. Walk in it, chosen one, embrace it, for you were made for such a time as this. Chosen one, now that the words have been spoken and the mysteries revealed, let us stand still for a moment in the quiet of your soul. Breathe in and hear this truth resounding within you. You are not who they said you were. You are not the broken version they painted. You are not the failure they hoped you would become. You are the chosen vessel of heaven's intention, marked before time began, preserved through storms that should have ended you, and now standing on the threshold of a new dawn. Your identity is not defined by the betrayals you endured, nor by the doubts you carried, nor even by the tears you wept in silence. Your identity is defined by the eternal mark upon your spirit, the mark of heaven that cannot fade, cannot be stolen, cannot be erased. You are chosen, and chosen you will remain. No matter who rises against you, no matter what storms gather, no matter how shadows whisper, the mark remains. The Lord Himself has sealed you, and that seal is your guarantee that you will finish what you were sent here to do. Chosen one, hear the prophecy. The days ahead are not filled with darkness, but with light. The future before you is not collapse, but breakthrough. You are stepping into seasons where the seeds of your tears will sprout into gardens of joy, where the deserts you trudge through will blossom into rivers of abundance, where the places of shame will become the stages of testimony, and those who doubted you will have no choice but to admit that the hand of God was upon you all along. There will still be battles, yes, Life does not strip away every challenge, but you will not face them as you once did, empty, weary, and afraid. You will face them clothed in armor that has been forged in fire. You will face them with the wisdom of one who has seen the enemy's tactics and prevailed. You will face them with the confidence of one who knows that heaven fights alongside them. For when the chosen one steps into the arena, they do not stand alone. Do not fear the trembling of others around you, for their fear is not your burden to carry. Their fear is confirmation of your rising. Their unease is evidence of your glow. Their whispers are proof of your undeniable purpose. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them wonder, for soon they will watch. They will see the unfolding of heaven's plan, and their words will no longer matter. Chosen one, I remind you now, your mission is larger than yourself. Your victories are not only for your own healing, but for the healing of others. Your rise is not only to prove heaven's faithfulness to you, but to ignite faith in those who are watching. Someone is waiting for your voice. Someone is waiting for your courage. Someone is waiting for the testimony that you carry. Do not shrink back. Do not bury your light. Stand tall and let your life become the sermon that awakens others to their own chosenness. And in this moment, I call you gently, yet urgently. Live boldly. Live faithfully. Live gratefully. Let every day be your declaration that the mark of heaven is real. Let every act of kindness you give, every word of truth you speak, every step of faith you take be a testimony that cannot be denied. And when doubt creeps in again, as it will, remind yourself of this truth. I am chosen, I am loved, I am unstoppable. So let us close with this blessing. Chosen one, may peace guard your heart and strength guard your steps. May favor surround you like a shield, and may courage rise within you like fire. May your past no longer haunt you, and may your future unfold like a song of triumph. May every valley turn into a mountain, and may every shadow give way to light. And above all, may you never forget the truth of your identity. You are chosen, you are protected, you are destined to rise. And now I leave you with a call to action, not for me, but for your own soul. Stand, speak, shine. Do not let this word remain only in your ears. Let it live in your actions. Share your light with others. Spread hope where despair lingers. Bring love where hatred has rooted. And if this message has stirred something within you, do not keep it to yourself. Speak it, declare it, let others hear it. For every time you declare your chosenness, the darkness loses ground. Chosen one, the journey is far from over, but you are no longer walking uncertain. You are walking awakened. And as you step from this moment into the next, know this: the heavens are with you, the mark is upon you, and your destiny cannot be denied. Until we meet again, walk boldly, live freely, and remember always, you are chosen.